Hello everyone, welcome back. Are you looking for ways to make more money? You are thinking about starting your own business? Today I'm going to give you 5 things to think about and to implement towards, beginning your own business and ways you can begin to get customers, clients, etc. If you didn't have enough money before for bills, debt, with these new tariffs in place, things will be much higher. A number of people became millionaires during COVID. Just think about that. At such a dark time in history, you know, people made money. And it's all about implementing a plan. Not only having it in your head, but actually implementing. Put it on paper and then take action. Action, 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 action. And I think that's what we need to tell ourselves is like, take action. When you wake up in the morning, what action am I going to take today to get me closer to where I need to be? So let's say you bake, for example. You are good at baking. You know, your grandma, your mother, your brother, your father, all your family know you are good at baking. At some point, even if they patronize you, at some point, what you could make if you had other people patronizing you as opposed to just your family is so much more. You open it up when you go beyond just your initial surroundings or your familiar surroundings. I heard this lady say when she started baking, she would go to like a flea market or like open markets. You know how some cities do open markets, and so she would actually bake samples and then have the ones she sells. So, and she would give out her samples. Once people ate the samples, they immediately came back and bought. That's a smart plan. So you have to have a plan. And you can implement that also. She gave out samples. So if you bake, you can start by going to community activities or even in your neighborhood, you can go give out samples, tell them this is what I do. It sort of introduce yourself. You can also go to businesses in your area and do the same. So you can start out from your community and raise the capital you need to expand. And like I said, the lady said she would go to open markets. So you can start out there. It's not expensive to get to just pay to be a part of that open market. I've seen where it costs as low as $15. So you find out what's in your area. You look at Facebook of things, activities in your area, and that's one way to start. The same thing is if you're good at cooking, your food tastes good, you're not experimenting with people. You actually know how to cook and your food tastes good. You can do the same thing and begin with your community. Like what's coming up next? Graduations will soon be coming up. You can, cater for an event. And the good thing is that if you do a good job, people will refer you to others. So it's highly important that you do an excellent job with whomever you are has contracted you to do any service for them. Do an excellent job and then people get to know you. And what happens is people taste your food when they go to the event. They want to know who did this, and then that's how it starts. I always say Rome was not built in one day. So sometimes it's like a baby. You have to crawl, then try and walk before you start running. So, don't expect, to make money or become a sensation overnight. For some people, that does happen, not for everyone. For most people, it does take putting in effort, staying the course until you grow and get to where you want to be and expand. The key will be marketing. No matter what business you have, marketing is key. Okay, the other time I also talked about bookkeeping. There are many businesses that are coming up, and the thing about it is, which I tell people all the time, is that there's one thing with doing business, there's another thing with making sure your documents, your papers are in order, because there is the IRS, which may come after you if you don't have your stuff in order. You don't have ignorance of the law is not an excuse. So you can hire a bookkeeper. Let's say somebody, so businesses hire bookkeepers. So if you know about bookkeeping, that's something you do on your regular job, you can begin to get different contracts on the side and do that on the side. But again, you have to go and search out the businesses. You can volunteer your services, although no business would just, I don't think any business would allow somebody that just walks off the street to say, yeah, come and do my books. No. I won't do that, and I don't think many businesses do that. So people have to build trust, but you can also do that on the side. Do bookkeeping for people on the side. There are so many people doing businesses from home. And let's say a caterer, their job is to cater. They are not really concerned about, are my books in order? They are just doing what they do. So they hire people that would put their books in order. They hire accountants that will file their taxes, and so on and so forth. So what services do you have that you can offer? Number one question I get is, can I start a business if I have no money? You can start a business if you have no money. I give an example of Etsy. You can list things on Etsy and sell. 20 cents, your first sale will cover that 20 cents for 3 months. It all depends on what you want to do. Some businesses don't cost as much money. The problem sometimes I've seen and I've noticed is that nobody wants to start from here and just build up. Everybody wants to start from the sky and then, build higher than the sky. No, with business, sometimes you start where you are. If you bake, for example, you want to bake a cake, like how much will it cost you? Will it cost you like $20? I mean, with X going up, maybe, I don't know. But a bag, you think about buying flour, sugar, maybe vanilla, you need eggs, I don't think it will cost you like $50 just to, make some cake. But you can start out little. And then, sell that, you got more money, you buy more, and you build up like that until you get, what you want, and maybe to be able to buy maybe an industrial oven or industrial, sort of, what is it called? Maybe purchase a KitchenAid. So it's all perspective, So you can start where you are. If it's $50, start your business with $50 and see where you can go from there. It's better to start with 50, 30 and see where you can go from there, as opposed to be waiting until you have like $50,000 and then you wait until 30 years later and then you get the 50,000. Do you want to still do that business 30 years later? 30 years later, you'll be 30 years older, So begin where you are. Now, I wanted to clarify something I said last time, because I talked about pursuing your passion, and I also talked about if it doesn't work, maybe you need to pivot. So let me say this. There are people that have passion, like they enjoy doing, like photography, for example. There are people that enjoy photography and that's what they like doing. So if that's me, I would just pursue photography. Now, if you are doing photography, you are doing weddings, and you are not getting a lot of wedding contracts, that's fine. You can do wedding and maybe add something else. Add taking pictures at parties, add doing Christmas photos or Easter photos or whatever it may be. It's all still in the photography family, but doing different things. Again, graduation is coming up. A lot of people do graduation pictures. Now, another big thing is people do birthday party pictures, 1 year picture. There are so many avenues for picture taking. So you branch out in certain different arms of the same thing, but just pivoting just a little, adding certain things to it, doing baby pictures. So there are so many opportunities in the picture taking field. And nowadays people like headshots. that's there. So when I say your passion, if your passion is photography, you can stick to photography. Don't abandon it because it doesn't work. It will work. Just because it didn't work in the first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, doesn't mean it will not work in the sixth year. But if you stop in the fifth year, you will never know if it will work. So, but if that's your passion, stick to your passion. Now, on the other hand, for those that it's not your passion, you just know the economy is sharp. I've got to make more money. I want to come out of debt. I want to live a better life. I want to be able to go on vacation. I've got to make more money. Now, I think you should pick like 5 things. And in whatever you pick, make sure it's something you like to do. So you pick 5 things and then you try it out. If you try, when I say pick 5 things, you can't cook. I'm not sure why you would even pick cooking, catering. If you can't cook, leave that alone. But like you're a good graphic designer. You can design graphics. You can do that and advertise, But if you try that and it doesn't work, maybe go to the next option. So maybe you do websites really good. You can build websites in your sleep. You can try that too. And if that doesn't work, and I don't say completely shut it down. Like if you've made some money from something like once, twice, 3 times, the potential to make more is there. It could be you have no exposure. So you need to get exposure. Now, if maybe that's not working, you pivot again. Try something else. These are not your passion. These are just things you want to do to make money. So that's the difference. I just wanted to clarify. That's the difference with having a passion. It's just your passion. Go for it. You will not be happy doing anything else. But on the other hand, you want to make money and you can try different things. You've already started based on our last video. Please share with me in the comment section. We'd love to know what you've started doing. If you haven't started and you think you've gotten any ideas, please let us know in the comment section. If you like what you've heard, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time where we discuss forming a business, having a business plan. And for me, I think it's important to have an LLC because I believe in separating your business from your personal. So God forbid if anybody were to come for, something happens and they, people like to sue. You don't want anybody to get all your life's earning just because of a business you started. But let that not scare you. We'll talk about it next time. Bye.